Hey bassists, today we're going to be working on Essential Elements 143, the birthday song. So let's do a quick overview. This piece is in 3/4 time, and it's also in the key of G major, which means we only have one sharp, F sharp. Another thing to know about this piece is that we are playing in 3 different positions. We're playing in first position, which is first finger A, B under the 4th finger. We're also playing in second position, which is first finger B flat, 4th finger C natural. That's the note we'll be playing, not really the B flat. And we're going to be playing in third position to get that high D note. So that means we're going to be playing first finger C, 4th finger D. Moving back and forth between these positions can be tricky. So let me show you a quick tip to make sure you know exactly where these positions are. First, get in a comfortable playing position, holding down your first finger in first position. Then what we're going to do is bow while we slide the finger up the bass. The key is to keep the thumb on the back, keep a little bit of pressure on, but let most of the work of moving the arm come from your arm as opposed to your fingers or your wrist. So let's try that. Now we're going to keep that same principle, but now we're going to play A, B, C natural, D. So when we have to shift to third position for C, we're really going to exaggerate that slide to make sure that we're not letting go of the string at any point. Let's try that together. Play A, 4th finger B, and slide up with the first finger for that C. And 4th finger D. Now we'll do the same thing going down. D, C, slide, keeping down the first finger, but landing on 4th finger B. Here we go. Play D, C natural, slide with the first finger, and set the 4th finger. Finally play first finger A. Once you're comfortable shifting between positions, then we're ready to start. First, let's focus on the first 4 measures. There's a pattern here. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. The pattern repeats 2 times. So take a look at the rhythm, get comfortable with it, and then when you're ready, you can actually play it. Let's first try Pizzicato. This is in 3/4 time, and we have a pickup on the 3rd beat before the first bar. So I'll count 1 and 2 and we'll start on 3. Here we go. 1 and 2 and D. And we'll stop right there for now. Now let's pick up our bow and try that same exact thing. Make sure to keep your bow nice and relaxed, but at a full swing. Here we go. Keep an eye on your bowings. We're starting off with an up bow on that pickup on beat 3. 1 and 2 and. Now here we're going to keep our finger gently on the A and we're going to slide up to that D. Open D and then high D. It may take a few times to get it, but once you're comfortable, you're ready to move on. Let's now look at the last 4 measures. Once we're at that high D, we immediately have to shift back to first position. This can be a little tricky. To make sure you're staying really connected, I recommend playing that high D and sliding down to the B. Once you got that nice sloppy slide, you're gonna go ahead and speed it up so that it's not even noticeable. Find your D, and here we go. Up bow, down bow, up bow. Open D, high D, B. Still a little noticeable. Let's try that again. If you can do the shift quickly, you'll get it smooth. Our next challenge is going from the E at the end of that phrase to the C 4th finger. We're playing E first finger in first position, And then we have to shift to get the C in fourth finger. So we're actually going to second position now. So what I want you to do is keep your finger, your first finger, on the D string, but move it up to an F natural. Now the C natural is naturally, get it, underneath your fourth finger on the G string. I'll show that again. E, move to F natural, even though we're not going to play that note. And now on the G string you have C. This is similar to the D to B shift. We practice it slow and sloppy, but then we speed it up and it helps our muscle memory understand exactly how far we need to go. Try that with me. E, F, C. And now let's just play a quick E, C. Now we're almost to the end. Next we have second finger B followed by open G, but with a twist. There's a slur between the closed string and the open string. So let's find B, second finger. There it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and play that. And as I'm playing that, I'm gonna keep my bow nice and relaxed, not tense, and I'm gonna let go of the G string with my left hand. The key is to pull off both fingers at once and go straight up, not pluck the string with the left hand, but just pop off at the same time. Ooh, and make sure to keep that bow steady. The more relaxed you are with your right hand, the more you can absorb the shock of that B note popping up to the open G. Let's try this at a slow tempo of 70 BPM, pizzicato first. This is the first time we're putting everything together, so there's nothing wrong with going back to pizzicato. Here we go. Remember that I'm gonna count 1 and 2 and we're gonna come in on beat 3. 1 and 2 and. Happy birthday, Jimmy! And now let's try it Arco. Here we go. Remember that we're gonna come in on beat 3 because we have that pickup. Starting in an up bow, 1 and 2 and. One last time, taking it slightly slower at 65 BPM. 1 and 2 and. You weren't supposed to see this. Alright, basses, great job today. Keep celebrating birthdays and keep playing music. I'll see you next time.